This month we're going to work on a solo arrangement of Fields of Gold by Sting. This was voted on over at my Patreon page, where every month we do a different song and it's completely decided by the members. So if you haven't checked it out already, please check out the link in the description below and help vote on next month's song. Let's go ahead and dive into Fields of Gold though. With this, it's an exercise in tonality. It's all about getting as much sound as we can from our ukes. So with that in mind, we're going to start here with the 3rd fret on the A string with our ring finger, play it with our thumb, and then 2 on the A with our middle finger. And then we'll play the first chord, which sort of starts the song. We're going to be playing an A minor, but we're going to play it all open. So that's yul, re, mem. And then to finish those words, bur, mi, we're going to play our ring finger on 3 of the E twice. So it's yul, re, mem, bur, mi. That's going to go when the. Same deal here with our ring finger on the 3 on the A, and then our middle finger here on 2 of the A. Then we're going to go to an F chord. But much like the A minor, how we didn't play a traditional one, we're going to do an untraditional F. We're going to just use our index finger here on the 1st fret of the E string and strum through all 4 strings. That's going to be the word west. Then we're going to take our ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the E string, wind, and then open on the A for moves. So we have when the west wind moves. And then we're going to play up on the fields of. And the way we play this is we're going to play the open C. Then we play that cool F again. It's actually called an F add 9 in case you're wondering. The open G, open C, and just our index here on 1 of the E. Strum through all 4 strings. Then our ring finger is going to go here on the 3rd fret of the E string. Then again. Then the open C. Now from here we go right into measure 4, and we're going to play all open, but we're not going to play the A string. So just our G, C, and E, and then the 3rd fret here on the E string with our ring finger. And that's going to be barley. That's sort of the first little run through of the song. It should sound something like this. You'll remember me when the west wind moves up on Now from this point, it goes to the next part, which will be you'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in the fields of gold. And it's very similar to this first part. We're going to start with the 3 on the A with the ring finger, and 2 on the A with the middle finger. All open again. 3 on the E with the ring finger twice. And then the ring finger is going to go here on the 3 of the A, and the middle finger here on 2 of the A. Back to that cool F chord, just the index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. Ring finger here on 3 of the E. We're We're going to play our G, C, and E strings with our 3rd fret still there on the E string. So that's jealous sky, and that's where it starts to get a little bit different. And then as we walk in fields of gold, we're going to play 2 on the C, as, using our middle finger there, and our open E. Then we're going to use 2 fingers to make a normal F chord, middle finger here on the 2nd fret of the G string, index finger here on the 1st fret of the E. Strum our G, C, and E strings, walk, then open E. So just take off that index finger for the word in. Now for fields, it's a G chord, but it's not how we normally play a G chord. We're just going to take this middle finger here, move it down to the 2nd fret of the C string, and that's it. The only movement there, the index finger should already be off. So we play 0, 2, and 0. And we stop before we hit the A string. That's for fields. Then we're going to play the C string again, of, and then gold will be the open C. Now to wrap that thought up, we're then going to play harmonics across the 12th fret. Now if you haven't played harmonics before, what you essentially are doing is very lightly touching the string without compressing it over the fret. I've actually got a video on how to do harmonics. I've linked down in the description below, so check that out if you don't know how to do harmonics. But that essentially wraps up the first little A section here. So it should sound something like this. You'll remember me when the west wind moves up on the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. Then we do our harmonic. Now from this point, it essentially repeats. So when we go to the next part and it goes, so she took her love for to gaze a while up on the fields of barley. All of that's going to be the same as the first several measures. And then we go through, in his arms she fell as her hair came down. All of that is exactly the same as the first run through. And now at this point, after we go through down, we're going to play the open E for the word and then through an F chord here, 2, 0, 1. Gonna add that middle finger on 2 of the G, mong. Take the index finger off for the open E, and then fields. So fields of gold. Same exact way that we played it before. Then we do our harmonics. So that's the entire A section, which is just essentially repeating the same part twice. So that you can hear it, here's what the whole A section sounds together. And I'll put the words along with it. You'll remember me when the west wind moves up on the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while up on the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. And we go through the harmonic again. So from this point, we're going to go to the B section of the song, which is a little bit different. We're going to start it off here with an F chord, full F. Use our middle finger here on the 2 of the G, index finger here on 1 of the E. Now we're going to strum through all 4 strings. But you'll notice at this point, there are no lyrics with this. So you want to play it a little bit softer because it's meant to be filler or harmony to go along with the melody. So we'll play that chord a little soft. And then we're going to play I Never Made. All that is the ring finger going to 3 on the E string. So after we strum through our F chord, we add that ring finger on 3 of the E. Now, it's preferred to try to leave your middle finger here on so that that note can continue to ring, but that makes it a little bit of a stretch. So if you find that hard to do, it's okay to take that ring finger off. So through the F chord, and then I never made, all the E string there. Then we're going to go a C chord, the same one that we've been doing throughout the song. All open, 0, 0, 0, 0. All the way through all 4 strings. Prom, and then Mrs. Light. You'll notice that's all 3 on the E there. And then open C for Lee. So the start of this B section should be I never made promises lightly. As we go to measure 19, 19 is actually the same as the first one. We're going to play the F nice and soft, and then we're going to go and there have been. And then 20 is the same as 18. Some that I've broken. Now at 21, it starts to change. We're going to play our F chord, and we're going to immediately take this middle finger here, put it on 2 of the C, but, and then our ring finger here on 3 of the E. I swear. That's a tough transition. So we play the F chord, and then we play but I swear, and then the 3 on the E 2 more times, in the, and then for the measure 22, days still left. Well, pretty straightforward. We strum through all 4 strings, and our ring finger here on the 3rd fret of the E string twice, then open. And now from this point, we're going to play an F chord. So middle finger here on 2 of the G, index finger here on 1 of the E. We're going to strum through walk, and we're going to stop on the A string. Then the open E. Take our middle finger, move it to 2 on the C, just like we did earlier, where we play 0, 2, 0. The, and then what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be playing 2 on the C, and then 0 on the C for gold. So what we have now is now moving into the next measure, instead of doing the harmonic, which we've done in that riff before, now we're just going to play a C chord. And then to complete that measure on 24, after we play the C chord, we're going to play open on the C, and then 2 on the C, 2 with our middle finger here. And we're essentially going to make a little repeat, going back to the F with the 2 fingers there. Play the 1 on the E, and then we're going to play the G chord with the 2 on the C string. Again, open on the other strings, not playing the A. 2 on the C, open on the C. So we have walk in fields of gold. Then we're going to play a C chord. Now at this point, it actually is essentially going back into the A section of the song, which is pretty neat. Because again, the song likes to have a lot of repeats go throughout it. So to hear what the whole B section sounds like, we're essentially going to be going through, starting at 17 and working all the way through 26. And that sounds something like this with the words. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in the fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. So now at this point we're going to go into measure 27, which is very much like the beginning of the song. Many years have passed since. So all of that, many years have passed since. It's all very familiar, but then this measure 28 I really love because we're going to play 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. So our index finger here on the 1st fret of the E string and our middle finger here on the 2nd fret of the A. We're going to strum through all 4 and you'll hear it's really, really tense. And then we're going to immediately take off that finger for the open A. Ring finger here on 3 of E, and open A again. So those are those summer days. We'll play the open C for and going right in, long. We're going to just leave that index finger there on 1 of the E. Long, and then the fields of barley. Unless that's very much the same as what we played earlier. So after we play that F, the fields of barley. We go back, see the children run as the sun goes down. And notice all of that's very much the same as what we've played before. And now we're going to start the end of the song because we're going essentially with among So what that is we're going to play the F chord, the 1 on the E again, take our middle finger, place it here on the 2nd fret of the C string, strum through the G, C, and E for that spicy G chord we've been using, 2 on the C, open C for gold, then finish it with the C chord. And when we walked in fields of gold, so it repeats, and then one more time it goes 2 on the C with the middle finger, open on the E, through an F chord, open E, middle finger on 2 of the C, 2, 0 with the C chord. So exact same way that we've been playing it throughout earlier parts of the song to wrap it up. So the whole last A section should sound something like this. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down. And then among the fields of gold. Again, when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. Then we play the C chord to finish it. So that's the entire arrangement of Fields of Gold, going all the way through it. Again, it's a relatively simple arrangement that doesn't really go up the fretboard, but challenges you to really work on your tonality. So as you're practicing this, it's really important to make sure that you let notes really breathe and ring as long as you can. There's a really big difference between playing it something like this, where you're going and doing it something like this. It's all about getting that to continue to ring. So try to work on that as you're practicing it and get the best tone possible. And I hope to see you guys next month for another episode of this. I can't wait to see what song that think of over at Patreon and what song gets the final vote. So have a great month. I'll talk to you guys soon.